Every age tells its story through power, and through the rare minds that dare to understand it. Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Tonight, Laws 22 through 24. If the last 3 laws were about judgment, knowing people, managing loyalties, and understanding appearances, then these laws move into something more refined. Not power through force, but power through discipline. Law 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. The person who knows when to yield may gain what the stubborn lose forever. Law 23. Concentrate your forces. Power grows when attention, energy, and effort converge on a single point. Law 24. Play the perfect courtier. Influence belongs not only to the strongest, but to those who understand pride, timing, and restraint. 3 laws, 1 architecture. The highest form of power is rarely explosive. It is controlled, the patience to wait, the discipline to focus, the elegance to move through power without colliding with it. Tonight, we listen to 2 voices, not to decide who is right, but to see more clearly what truly is.
Most people misunderstand power. They imagine it as force, a battle won, a throne taken, an enemy destroyed. But power often reveals itself in something quieter, not in resistance, in restraint, not in movement, in concentration, not in domination, in elegance.
The river survives the mountain not because it is stronger, because it understands time.
Exactly. The island of Melos did not understand time. Athens arrived with overwhelming strength and offered a simple choice: submit, survive, wait. The Melians chose dignity. They spoke of justice, honor, the gods. Athens spoke only of power. The result was predictable. The men were slaughtered, the women and children enslaved. An entire people sacrificed themselves to principles that altered nothing.
History admires courage, but history is written by survivors.
And survival often demands surrender, not genuine surrender, strategic surrender, the kind that buys tomorrow. Most people would rather lose everything than appear weak for a moment. Their pride becomes their executioner.
Because humiliation feels immediate. Wisdom rarely does.
Exactly. Voltaire understood this. Surrounded by an angry English mob shouting for the death of a Frenchman, he could have argued, could have defended himself, could have answered pride with pride. Instead, he laughed at himself, and the crowd transformed. The insult dissolved before it could become violence. Bertolt Brecht understood the same principle. Others confronted the American hearings directly. They argued, resisted, made themselves martyrs. Brecht appeared cooperative, polite, respectful. He gave them exactly enough to feel victorious. Then he walked away free while others remained trapped.
So the strongest form of resistance is sometimes invisible.
Often. King Goujian spent years serving the enemy who defeated him. Humiliation after humiliation. Watching, learning, waiting. Most observers saw weakness. What they were actually seeing was patience. Years later, he destroyed the kingdom that had conquered him.
Patience seems noble when it succeeds, cowardice when it fails.
Perhaps. But patience has another advantage. It gathers strength. Most people spend themselves reacting. A few spend years accumulating. The difference is usually invisible until it becomes overwhelming.
Concentration, not of force, of attention.
Exactly. The kingdom of Wu collapsed because it wanted too much. More territory, more prestige, more victories. Its king kept expanding his ambitions while ignoring the danger growing nearby. His attention fractured, his forces dispersed, his enemy remained focused, and eventually Yue destroyed him.
1,000 desires pulling in different directions, none strong enough to arrive anywhere.
Power accumulates through focus. The Rothschilds understood this better than almost anyone. Others expanded recklessly, trusted strangers, built empires too quickly. The Rothschilds concentrated trust, information, and influence inside a single network. Their strength did not come from size. It came from density.
Like a star, not powerful because it spreads itself thin, powerful because everything collapses toward the center.
Exactly. Most people believe success requires doing more. The opposite is usually true. Success often requires eliminating distractions. Napoleon repeatedly won battles because he concentrated force at the decisive point, not everywhere. One place, one moment, maximum pressure.
The modern mind worships expansion, more projects, more goals, more ambitions.
Because expansion feels productive, concentration feels restrictive. One gives the illusion of growth, the other produces actual growth.
And then there is the law that makes idealists uncomfortable.
Because it forces them to confront an unpleasant truth. Talent is rarely enough.
History is crowded with talented people nobody remembers.
Exactly. Callisthenes was brilliant, a student of Aristotle, a philosopher, a man devoted to truth, and Alexander had him executed, not because he lacked intelligence, because he lacked diplomacy.
Truth delivered without awareness becomes aggression.
The courtier understands something most idealists never learn. People rarely see reality directly. They see themselves, their fears, their vanity, their ambitions. To influence them, you must first understand those things.
Which sounds dangerously close to manipulation.
Because it often is, but refusing to learn the game does not remove the game. It only removes your influence over it.
Perhaps the courtier's greatest skill is not deception, but restraint. Knowing a truth, and choosing the precise moment not to speak it.
Yes, the Chinese historians understood that. They could not criticize the emperor directly, so they wrote of stars moving strangely across the sky, of nature becoming unbalanced. The warning survived because the messenger disappeared.
The truth arrived. The ego remained intact.
Exactly. Mansart understood the same principle with Louis XIV. He deliberately left small flaws in his designs. The king would discover them, correct them, and feel brilliant. The architect gained influence. The king gained satisfaction. Everyone won.
Or at least everyone believed they had won.
Belief is often enough.
There is something sad about it. All these laws, the surrender, the concentration, the performance, every one of them asks the same question. How much of yourself are you willing to conceal in order to survive?
The better question is this: how much of yourself can you afford to reveal?
You've heard both sides. What remains is not said.